welcome back to my channel. I'm so excited to be reacting to Beom today. This is a new virtual reality boy group that just debuted today. So let's go ahead and see what this is all about. This is Beom, which means tiger. Let's get started. But before we do, if you want this song or any of your favorites to end up on our Fandom Favorite Top 30 chart, make sure you check that out in the description box down below. Without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. Ooh, interesting. I like that sound. Ooh, nice pauses. Ooh. Pretty. The vocals, guys. Ooh. Ooh, I like that. Ooh. There's so much going on in the chords. I really like all the electronic guitar parts coming in. The pre-chorus is so nice too. Ba-da-bum. That was pretty. Ooh, lots of harmony too. Do we have like 3-part harmony here? What's the ad-lib in the background? Wow. Ooh, bridge. Okay. I like bringing in the piano, having everything like longer. Woo. Nice. Ooh, okay, ad-libs. This part's gonna be in my head. The bombs. Oh, okay, ad-libs. Get it, ad-libs. Ooh, okay, guys, what a debut! What a debut! The bomb in my head right away. I'm like, bum, 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 bum. Like, it's gonna be in there the entire time. I'm going to, while I'm talking about this, I want to pull up the lyrics if I can, because they weren't really coming across my screen very consistently. So I want to see if they've released them at all anywhere. Because that would be helpful if I could have them, even if I have to like translate them. I mean, it's not ideal. I'd love to have an English translation, but if I needed to translate them, it would be okay. Okay, so it does look like there's lyrics, but there's not a translation, so I'm gonna translate them here because I just want to make sure that I'm like understanding everything that's happening. Okay, so I loved at the very beginning how they had like this rolling down kind of feeling that was happening, and then throughout the entire song there were these little like electronic guitar like pieces that came in. It wasn't always consistent, but it was something that was happening frequently, which I really liked. And then the pre-chorus, the vocal there was probably one of my favorite things in the world. I really loved it, but it felt really different from the verse that I wasn't expecting it, which, you know, anticipation and not expecting something is a good thing in my opinion in music. And then they used pauses to their advantage, especially in the first half of the song. They didn't do as many in the second half, but I think that was really smart because, again, building anticipation, what's going to happen next, that kind of feeling I really, really enjoyed. Then in the chorus, that repetition of the bum 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 was so nice. I really, really, really loved that. It just like grabbed your attention, and because it was repetitive, then you remember it really easily. And I love how it wasn't just, it was, you know, words and then the bum 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 bum, words bum 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 bum, which, because then it gets in your head, right? Having hooks is so important, especially in this style of music, because then you remember it, and I love that. There was so much going on too in the chorus. At one point I was just trying to like listen very closely to what was happening. I think I have to listen to this a couple of different times to see if I can catch more. This is going to be one of those songs where like there's a lot happening, so I kind of have to separate the lyrics and what's happening visually and all of that from what's happening in the instrumentation, because there's so much happening. But it all fit very well. It was just a lot to take in the first time for me to listen to. And then in verse 2, it was similar to verse 1, except less of the pauses, a little more rap focus, which I loved. And then we had the pre-chorus, which this time had a lot of harmony. I found that really interesting, like going from the pre-chorus and the chorus and the bridge and the rest of the chorus, lots more harmony, lots of vocals, which is I really enjoyed. But it was one of those things where I wasn't expecting it, and so that was like a nice little touch added in there. And I loved the ad-libs in the chorus this second time. And then we get into the bridge, and I loved how the piano like slowed everything down, very like longer chords and everything, very beautiful. And then we had that high note ad lib, and I was like, oh, are you kidding me? Especially since it was two members. They did, you know, they did two notes and it was high. I was just like, what? This is so good. And then again, it goes back into the chorus and continues with that repetitive bum, 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 bum. See, I'm going to sing it every time. I just can't. And then we have the ad-libs on top of that. So going into the lyrics, let's just read through these. Like I said, they're not going to be 100% accurate, but I do want to just touch on them. Bright light keep calling me. Breakdown, it feels like it's burning. I'm following this pull that draws me in. Oh, interesting. In the end, I'll transfer. Next step, I take a step. My breath catches in my throat, a moment of blackout. Interesting. I like how it's kind of like referencing, kind of rolling, moving forward, and at the same time, it's like the bright light calling me, like needing to go to it kind of feeling. But I don't give up. Move harder toward the future I spoke of and wished for. It feels like a nightmare even if I run away. The trauma that swallowed me, save me from within with your light. Ooh, so not even like, even though everything feels like a nightmare, I have to go forward because I have to get to the light. When fate calls out, I'll reach you in the end. Keep on shining your light on me through all time. Ooh, I like that. Kind of like talking maybe about, you know, reaching for the stars, reaching for your goal kind of feeling, maybe especially towards their fans. Ooh, this is interesting. Devour everything like a bomb. Explode louder than a bomb. I ain't gonna stop. No one's gonna stop me. Stop your crying like a bomb. Spread out like a bomb. I'll keep it up. Keep it up to the end. Keep it to the end. Keep it up to the end. And it repeats that several times. Interesting. I think that's really interesting, like a struggle that's going on. Gathering all the pieces scattered like a puzzle, holding them in my hand, I'll fill in the future waiting for you. Like a prophecy, eventually you smile. Listen A to Z, I said it right, count everything. In 1, 2, 3, I'm ready, so give me one last sign. Oh. So it's like setting everything in place, kind of? Like, this is supposed to happen, but it's like a nightmare, and at the same time, like, I have to go through this in order to reach the light. Interesting. And then it goes back to the pre-chorus. Even if I run away, the trauma that swallowed me, save me from within your light. Interesting. So it keeps talking about like keep shining it on me. So this makes me feel like fans or like trying to get to them, right? Goes on, here's the bridge. Even if I have to discard this hazy version of myself, I will surely envision the new me I will encounter. I clasp my hands together and pray that I reach the end promised to me. I hope there is a paradise. Devour it like a mom. And then it goes on. Wow, that is really, really interesting. I'm so curious even more about like the story behind everything of how, you know, they got into this group, how like all this happened, if it's related, because it kind of feels like, you know, talking about like fans like reaching for the light, it feels like this has been a nightmare and everything, but it's like they've had to go through these hard times in order to get to where they are. Really intriguing. I'm really curious. I hope a more official translation comes out, but for now that will have to do for me. But tell me your guys' thoughts. Did you love it? Did you hate it? What was your favorite part of the song or Envy? Mine is definitely the bum 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 bum. Every time I think of that, I'm gonna sing it. And I will see you guys in the next one. Thanks so much for watching. Don't forget, if you want this song or any other song to end up on our Fandom Favorites 30 chart, check that in the description box. We'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.
See you want me, and now you're alive, and I'm just